don't know, man. I think like those TQ motor sort of style bikes, I think probably did hit a really nice place in terms of weight. But I don't know, some of these big birdie e-bikes, sometimes, man, I just fucking despair.
You don't like them, eh?
No, it's not that I don't like them. And I think that if more people can get outside, that's really a good thing. But I do think there's this element of like when I think, for instance, the TQ or that harmonic pin ring, whatever it is, that I think is amazing. Super cool. That new Orbea that's like almost like a bit more than a enduro bike. Fucking cool. But I do just think that, like, you know, if you asked a racing car driver what they want, they will never say a safer car. They will always say a faster car.
Right.
And we're in this position with like e-bikes getting more and more powerful. Listen, DJI doesn't give a fuck about mountain biking. They want a spec sheet to be really impressive. There's a 1300 watt update coming out, I've heard. Yeah. Dude, that's going to fucking land access. Like when a dog walker gets run over by someone going boost mode of this, like maybe this sounds like me just being a really like that gatekeepery guy that worried about things.
No, I get that because I have a full power e-bike. Yeah. It's not 1300 watts. But you know, it's a full power SRAM. I've got the TQ. Honestly, I love both. They're both different. They both serve different purposes. For people out there to buy an e-bike, do you go for the one that's like really powerful and heavy, or do you go for the lighter one? I think it's gonna depend a lot on what other bikes do you have
and who you riding with.
Who you're riding with. Yeah, because if you're the only one with a 1300,
but I think, and this is going to be me going up, you know, up on my soapbox here, but I think like e-bikes, I think one of the reasons I'm so reluctant to them. And listen, like I'm someone that works, like my job is funded by marketing dollars. You know, we have partner brands, we try to really disclose them, but the bike industry pays me. So that is something that I don't want to sound like that's, you know.
She disagrees. Huh?
She disagrees. But like I think like if it's about getting more people outdoors and enjoying the sport that I love, fucking sick. And I think there are so many options to do that. But I think there's certain parts of the e-bike development that just lays bare the cold, hard consumerism, which is at the core of some aspects of the mountain bike industry. And to the people that want to enjoy outside, fuck yeah, get after it. To this sort of, like I said, like extracting thing where it's just like, let's go to 1300 watts. Let's go to 1500 watts. Let's try and constantly make it. So we've always
prefer a light e-bike.
Yeah. So we've always got to try and buy fucking more bikes. I just think that's a load of shit.
I think what's happening with the e-bikes though is that it's technology and it progresses so fast. I think companies are still trying to figure out what it is. But I do agree having, you know, a cap at X amount of power.
But imagine,
it's pretty enough.
So think of like Tadej Pogacar. He's probably got an FTP of what, like 400 watts. 400 watts is enough.
Yeah.
Imagine having Tadej Pogacar and saying he's going to sit in your downtube for 2 hours doing everything. That's plenty.
Yeah.
That is fucking plenty.
Well, that's what I liked with the TQ motor is that on a little screen, it shows you, well, you get different options, but one of the options, it shows you how many watts you put, how many watts the bike puts. And it's pretty cool. Like you pedal, you start like putting some power and then you look down and you're like, oh, my bike's putting 350 watts. Me, I'm putting 300 watts. That's 650. That's still less than like a pro cross-country racer that's going to smash her uphill for like 10 minutes or whatever.
When I started at GMBN, EMBN was the sister channel, still is the sister channel. And Steve Jones, who was someone that I grew up reading, obviously in Dirt and all this sort of business, was sat next to me in the office, which is, for my first ever job in mountain bike media, was hugely flattering and fucking nuts. And he said, what do you think of e-bikes? And I just said, I think they're, at the time I was kind of gatekeepery and kind of like, fuck this. I was like, I think they're wank. I think they're fucking stupid. I don't like them, X, Y, Z. So then because he was also a big character, so we ended up having this like back and forth that was like like quite core to our friendship. And they said, one of the guys, John, who's this amazing filmer, he had this idea to be like, can we convert an e-bike hater? And so then they put me in, that's when I've been at the company for like a month or two. And they put me in front of a camera and they said, what do you think about e-bikes? And I said, well, they're not really for me, but if someone was to ride them, obviously fair enough. And it's fun to wind Steve up, but you know, and they said, no, can you like lay it on a bit thicker? And I said, okay. I said, well, I don't like them. But that's kind of okay. And everyone's allowed opinions. Said, no, can you lay it on really thick? And so eventually at the end, I was literally there like some fucking, you know, in those like American shows where it's like Ricky Lake or whatever. And it's like, he's a piece of shit. He can't stole my car. I'm literally there like, fucking e-bikes are so bad. And that's obviously what they put in. And I was so naive to it at the time. Like I hadn't really made video for very long and it was completely fine. Like, but I don't know. I look back at like my relationship with e-bikes and I guess I probably have a tendency to be willing to die on a hill. Listen, dude, if we get more people out there and having a really nice time, that's fucking sick. If we're just using e-bikes to extract as much money from them as possible, I think that's lame.
Yeah, well, that's a good way to see that.